What I did.
You're going to press it harder.
Here in Puerto Rico, it's a sculpture that represents the bat. It was done by an artist from Puerto Rico, Pablo Rubio. It's a short ride to the visitor center, but for safety security, since we do produce a highly flammable product, we don't permit walking on the grounds. There's no smoking at any time until you get back to the pavilion area. We appreciate your visit this morning, so I hope you'll enjoy the tour. If you have any questions at any time, please let us know. Once we come to a full stop, we'll exit on the curbside.
Lo que parece una grama alta alrededor de las palmas, esa es la caña de azúcar. De la caña de azúcar es de donde nosotros usamos el derivado, la melaza, para hacer todos nuestros rones. Se viene siendo el ingrediente principal. Los tanques azules que pueden ver a mano izquierda, donde se hace todo el proceso de la fermentación, donde unimos la melaza, el agua y la levadura. Este proceso toma alrededor de 20 a 30 horas y nosotros tenemos 20 tanques, cada tanque con una capacidad de 50.000 galones. El edificio de alto viene siendo nuestra destilería bautizada como la Catedral del Ron por el gobernador Luis Muñoz Marín. Enfrente del edificio pueden ver un monumento de nuestro fundador, don Facundo Bacardi.
That was funny. That was so short.
All building of a party with VIP guest welcome yourselves right now that you would have had a cocktail drink with family members at any given moment. My name is Tomas. We're going to be talking about 3 different types of cocktail drinks that have made famous Bacardi throughout the years. 3 of our best-selling products that we have out in the market today, in a special mention about a rum that it is now available for you. So very few selected market areas. So let's begin first with the drinks. Cuba Libre is the most served cocktail drink in the world, but it's also one of the most simple type of drink. It is just Bacardi and Coke. It is not Bacardi and Pepsi. It is not Bacardi and RC. It is just Bacardi and Coke, the way it's registered as an official Bacardi drink. But its name, Cuba Libre in Spanish terms, means free Cuba. This name was acquired after the Spanish-American War, where a group of U.S. soldiers got together in a local bar in Havana and began mixing their favorite refreshment, Coke, to the rum of that moment, Bacardi Gold. But after a few hours of celebrating, let's say, the high-ranking officer, he stood up and raised his glass up in the air, and he toasted, but he said it in Spanish. He said, Larga vida por un Cuba Libre, which meant long life for a free Cuba. And from there on, everybody recognized Bacardi and Coke as Cuba Libre itself. But then again, our Cuban friends now refer to this as La Mentirita, the little lie. But that's a whole different story. That will be announced at hand of Bacardi Gold, fill up a tall glass up to the top with ice and Coke. In the little wedge of lime, it's for those who like to squeeze their limes or lemons into their Cuba Libre drinks. The daiquiris, we all go to many bars and clubs. They serve us all these nice frozen daiquiris. Peach, mango, strawberries, banana, you name them, they'll make them. But the original daiquiri was not frozen, simply lime juice, sugar with Bacardi light rum. But its name daiquiri, it came from these mines, you see, that were called the daiquiri mines. In the southeastern part of Cuba, an American engineer named Janet Cox, who worked in those mines, what would he do after work? Well, mix this Bacardi light rum to some lime juice and sugar, then give it to his friends and co-workers who later will go to different bars and have all these bartenders recreate the same little drink for them. Until one day, one bartender did stop them and asked them for the name of the drink. Then he had none, so he asked them where they were from. They said they worked at the daiquiri mines. So the bartender suggested that whenever they return back to his bar and they want the same little drink prepared, they should order it by just saying daiquiri. If I'm there, he would know what to mix. But it's a very simple drink. At home, you get yourselves a nice little 7-ounce cocktail glass. First thing that you do, you fill that up with ice. In your shaker, your mixer, you also put a bit of ice in it. But with 1.5 ounces of Bacardi light rum, 1.5 ounces of freshly squeezed lime juice, and 2 or 3 teaspoons of sugar. Then you shake this, but shake it well. So the sugar in the ice will begin to dissolve into the lime juice and rum to give us a nice little lemonade effect. Then we're going to strain the used ice and pour the whole entire liquid into the cocktail glass so you can have yourselves a nice little homemade lime daiquiri. And it's just that simple. Mojito, that famous Cuban drink, consists of spearmint leaves, lime juice, sugar, Bacardi, light rum and club soda. It is actually the oldest cocktail drink ever created with Bacardi. The drink itself dates back as far back as when the company itself was established in 1862. Before that, they made sort of the same type of drink, but they used a very strong flavor rum in those times. So strong it was that the drink itself even carried a pirate name to it. But after the company was established, it came out with a light, clear, a better tasting rum. They did the same mix, but later, it had to be decades and decades later, a Frenchman renamed this Mojito. Now this is the way you guys are going to make them at home. You get yourself a nice 10-ounce but thick glass. In it first, put in about 10 or 12 spearmint leaves with 1.5 ounces of Bacardi light rum. Your next step, you will first press the leaves down into the rum. So the essence, flavors of the spearmint gives the rum a mint taste. Then you add your lime juice to it, preferably freshly squeezed, about 1 ounce or 1.5 ounces. 2 or 3 teaspoons of sugar. Stir all that up together. Then fill it up to the top with ice, club soda, and stir again. That will be your mojito mix made at home. You can log on to our website, Bacardi.com. Check out those recipes with many more, which include our new flavored rums that have just come out. Now, Bacardi Superior, the light rum, is the most sold premium rum in the world, but it's also known as the most mixable one because it's the rum with the least amount of aftertaste in it. So it's going to help us to really enjoy all the flavors that are inside our cocktail drinks. Bacardi Gold, the 2-year range rum, best suited for sodas like the Bacardi and Coke, Sprite, Ginger Ale, 7-Up, Pepsi's. But for the more serious Bacardi drinkers, those really like to sip on our rums, Bacardi has created 2 special type of reserves for us. We got the 8 years, 8 años, also sold in the States, Canada, Europe, Australia, Japan, all of South America. That 8-year range rum on ice gives us a light, bourbon-like flavor to it at first, but bit on that sweet side, because it is rum, which makes it very, but very mixable. Reserva Limitada, limited reserve. It is a blend of 10 and 16 years age rums for an average of 12, 14 years. It is now available for you. So very few local stores and very few selected duty-free shops. In its first 6 years of production, this rum was only sold in our gift shop. In fact, there was even once a hand-bottled rum. Yes, Bacardi in Puerto Rico, they did fill that up by hand, weight, sealed it with a cork, and each bottle is actually numbered on the back as it comes out of production. It went from there to our gift shop. It was for folks like yourselves right now who have just taken time out of your lives today to come here to see what this company is all about. But how do you drink such a rum? Simply on its own. In a nice little brandy or cognac glass, without any ice, without any water, swirl it around a bit, pitch your nose to it, capture the sweet and rich aroma that comes out of that rum, plus enjoy the complex flavor of a 12-year-old rum after it's made. It is now available for you. So very few local stores and very few selected duty-free shops. But pretty soon to a liquor store near you. Are we clear? From this remark, you guys can take pictures of yourselves as many times as you want.